Mike's hot. All right. Welcome, everybody, back to Rough Rider Baseball here at Des Moines Roosevelt. Game 2 of this doubleheader. We've got the Mason City Mohawks going back up against our Des Moines Roosevelt Rough Riders. First game, Roosevelt won 6-5. Very exciting ball game. We're happy to be back with you. I'm Chris Williams. With me is Brian Michael and our trusty engineer, Andy Wade.
Yeah, good first game. That first part of the doubleheader. Riders pull off the victory. A couple hustle plays. Running out a couple pop flies, getting to second base and scoring. Good to see that. That's how you win the tight ones. Now we're here for game 2, and let's see how the Rough Riders can fare this game.
We'll go through the starting lineup for Mason City to start with here. Leading off, playing shortstop, is going to be Avery Melman. Junior Ben Peterson playing first base, bats second. And you've got number 12, Alex Gold, playing right field, junior. A lot of underclassmen on this Mason City lineup. Cleanup batter, number 4, Carter Thomas, pitching. The number 5 batter is Connor Dalen, junior left fielder. Number 6, Connor Wyman, senior second baseman. Alex Dietz, freshman, is the designated hitter, number 15. Bradley Vaith, senior third baseman, bats 8th, and Cooper Wyman, sophomore catcher, bats 9th. For Roosevelt, in the field to start off with, in left field, we've got Sam Nicolino, senior. Jaden Singleton is in center. Aiden Brown, another senior, in right field. Jamison Patton, freshman, playing third. And Will Armstrong is at shortstop, number 1. Number 5, Alex Pendergast, is at second base. And Niall Foss is holding down first base. Battery tonight, Kieran Bailey, junior, number 2, will be pitching. And Charles Jansen, sophomore, number 24, is the Rough Riders catcher. Away we go.
Kieran with a big hit that first game.
Right down the right field line. That was timely.
Leading off for Mason City, number 14, Avery Melman.
Melman steps in. That's a ball outside. Melman grounded out to third in the first game. Popped up right side. A lot of sun over there. Looks like Foss is under it. Nope. Pendergast comes over. Second, makes the play.
You know, good communication there. That's really the second baseman's ball, and he called him off and made the play. He had a better angle and didn't have the sun to deal with running that direction, and made the right play and made the first out of the ball game.
Big Ben Peterson steps in. Had a hard hit line drive to left center field right at the scoreboard, previous at bat. There's a ball down. 1-0 the count. Ben looks like he could be a college senior. Big swing and a miss. He's got a mortgage. Hard hit. Left center. Right at Sam Nicolino.
Good play by Nicolino there. A lot of those start slicing towards the line, and he overran it at first and made the adjustment to make a good catch out there.
Alex Gold comes up, number 12, the junior. Hit to center and short, shallow left field last game.
Good outing on the mound as well. He pitched well.
Oh. Leaned into that one, hit by pitch. Gold takes first.
That brings number 4 to the plate, Carter Thomas.
Thomas with a good pair of at-bats in the last game. Ground ball up the middle and hard line drive out to left. So shortstop, third base still need to be ready. Ball outside.
Bailey just needs to settle down here. Looks like he's overthrown just a little bit.
Ball low there.
Okay, baby, you got this.
Kieran Bailey on the mound facing Carter Thomas. Alex Gold takes his lead at first. Just on the top end of the zone there. Takes the count to 3-0. We've got one away here. Top of the first. Big lead over there for Gold. Caught the outside corner, strike one. Strike. Hard foul.
You know, it's that second pitch after you throw that 3-0 strike. That's the toughest one, I think.
Big swing and a miss.
Shows a lot of character there, coming back 3-0. Getting the strikeout, 3 strikes in a row. Fouled one off. Then came back with a fastball to get him.
So coming up for Roosevelt will be number 7, Sam Nicolino. The Mohawks leave one on. Pretty efficient inning for Kieran Bailey. Kieran's brother Cale played today in the doubleheader that the freshman had over at East.
I'm going to call that a semi-doubleheader.
Yeah. Rain cut that a little bit short. Back and forth game one, and varsity squads for Fort Dodge and East needed to get on the field by the time the second game started, so we ended up just playing the one inning.
City this game is number 4, Carter Thomas.
Out in the field for the Mohawks, we've got Connor Dalen in left field, Jorge Rivera in center, Alex Gold in right field, Bradley Vaith is the third baseman, Avery Melman, senior shortstop, Connor Wyman is at second base, and Ben Peterson, first baseman. Carter Thomas pitching, and Cooper Wyman is the catcher. Stepping in is Sam Nicolino. Sam's been a good hitter this year. Ball outside.
Start us off, Sam. What do you say?
Bit high, that takes it 2-0 already.
Let's see if our hitters can make an adjustment from that backdoor curveball that they were throwing last game.
Again, high. Having trouble with his release point at this point. Take sign probably at full effect. Right down the middle, strike. Top end of the zone, maybe. See if Thomas can battle back like Bailey. Foul ball, strike 2. Just like that, we're full.
Might have been ball 4 there, but just got a piece of it.
Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Sam Nicolino steps in. Full count. Ball 4. Ball bounces out. Takes Nicolino to first. We've got Will Armstrong coming up.
Well,
Now batting number 1.
little control
Will
issues here. Let's see if he can settle down here and throw some strikes. Might see, pick off play at first.
Better throw it, you had him. Leaning the wrong way.
Not sure he didn't have him, but
Yeah, I think the ball was just in front of the bag a little. Caught the outside corner. 0-1 the count. Nobody out. Runner on first.
Go Riders!
Will Armstrong in the batter's box.
Go Will.
There's a curveball for a strike.
a little different curveball from him than
Seen it
Gold
now?
last game.
0-2 the count. Nobody out. Runner on first.
Pick-off play.
Hit it hard, Will.
Ball's outside. 1-2. Thomas still working ahead here. Held on by Peterson. There's a ground ball to third. Looking for the double play. Out at second. Out at first. They turn two.
Good play by the third baseman there. Low throw to second. Second baseman made a good turn with that ball and fired on to first for the double play. Had to dig that out of the dirt a little bit and made a nice play.
So that brings Pendergast in. A couple of home runs the last game that we broadcast here. 0-1 the count. That brings it 1-1.
Interested to see if he gets any pitches here with no one on, 2 outs.
Niall Foss waiting on deck. There's a strike. Behind 0-2, or 1-2. 2 outs here. Bottom of the first. Nobody on. Ball way outside.
What's the one you like here, 5?
Hard hit foul ball out of play down the right side. Bouncing around in the playground over at Hubble Elementary. Foul ball. Battle.
Hit a battle, way to fight.
Just got a piece of that. Stay alive.
Ball was pretty far inside, but was able to get a piece of it. 2-2 the count. 2 outs here. Bottom of the first. Strike 3. Dropped and thrown over to first for the third out.
1, 2, 3 inning for the Mohawks. We go to the top of
So,
2. Nothing.
led to the top of the second inning with no score. And for Mason City, we'll see Connor Dalen come up, junior left fielder. Might be a good time to talk about some of our sponsors tonight. I know for one, Price Chopper, primarily the Ingersoll location near Roosevelt here, has been a big sponsor over the years. Has a bunch of water here for the boys. Also, Ace Hardware on University over by Waveland Golf Course provided sponsorship for the Riders this year. And we're coming to you live via the Des Moines Oak Leafs hockey program's equipment. They were kind enough to donate the equipment for us and teach us how to use it even. That's what's allowing us to bring you these games. We're thankful to them. Kieran Bailey back on the mound, warming up.
Have Bailey worked out of a 1-out hit by pitch last inning and shut him down.
Connor Dalen steps in. Last game he was
Number 6, Connor
a soft line
Dillon.
drive over second base, caught for an out. Bailey winds up. Pop up, straight up. Coming forward, right under the screen. He makes the catch and holds on to it. Amazing play by Kieran Bailey. A lot of hustle.
KB from off the hill behind the plate, sliding
Well,
in.
Jansen lost the ball. He didn't see it.
Yeah,
And
good.
Bailey just tracked it down all the way from the mound, probably ran a good 100 feet to
Yeah.
make that play. And
60 from the mound and at least 40 back here.
it's a tough play. That ball tends to start curling back to the infield. It's easy to overrun that play. And
Second baseman Connor Wyman steps in. Kieran with some rocket fire there. Strike one. 0-1 the count with one out here. Top of the second. Kieran Bailey on the mound. Curve just didn't quite make it over there. Stayed on the outside. Out of play. Foul ball. 1-2 the count. Bailey ahead now.
Go KB. Go Ryder.
Niall Foss at first. Alex Pendergast at second. Will Armstrong at short. Jamison Patton playing third base. Here comes Bailey. Staying outside. 2-2 the count. Just a bit low there.
Go KB. Go Riders.
Full count here. Nobody on. There's a ball in the dirt for a walk. Alex Dietz comes up. Last game had a nice hit to the left side, just past third and
Now batting for the Mohawks,
over
number
from
15,
short.
Alex Dietz.
Dietz, a freshman for Mason City. Lyman takes his lead. Big swing and a miss. Strike one. 0-1 the count, one out here. Top of the second inning. No score. Ball's off the glove. That's going to be a bit of a wild pitch there, which puts Connor Wyman on second base. One and one the count, one out. Bailey working from the stretch now. Ball foul, out of play.
Heads up.
Bailey's ahead here, 1-2. One out, runner on second. That's Connor Wyman for the Mohawks. Freshman Alex Dietz up to bat.
Go KB. Come on. Go get him, Karen.
Bailey delivers. There's a strike. Strikeout looking. With Wyman still at first. That'll bring up Bradley Vaith, senior third baseman.
Now batting for Mason City.
pretty rare occurrence there for,
Bradley Vaith.
based on what we saw the first game, to see a K looking from these Mohawk hitters. They've been pretty consistent up there, fouling pitches off and making our pitches earn it.
Vaith hit one deep to right field the first game. Also had a hot shot down the left field line, so spin the wheel. There's a real good strike on the bottom half of the zone. 0-1 the count. 2 out here. Runner on second. Third baseman Bradley Vaith up to plate. Bailey from the stretch. Kieran with the strike.
Pitch, Kieran.
0-2 the count. 2 outs.
Tell you what, if he can find that spot the rest of the game, he's going to be tough to hit.
Inside. Ball 1.
You know, he's missing low most of the time, and you know, if you're going to throw a ball, that's where you want it to be, and keeping the ball down.
There's a little nubber over second base. Pendergast can't quite get there. That's going to score a run. And Vaith holds up at first base. Just right where they weren't, just right over Pendergast.
To right field for an RBI. That brings to the plate number 1, Cooper Wyman.
Cooper Wyman comes up. Cooper, sophomore catcher.
You know, that walk came back to hurt Bailey that inning. Let's see if he can get out of it here with 2 outs.
Another soft hit ball over to right field. That'll bring up the top of the.
Cooper drops one into right field for a base hit. 2 outs.
You know, nothing hurt there.
Oh, right, 2 out.
Now batting number 14,
2 on.
Avery Melvin.
That brings up leadoff hitter Avery Melman. Struck out in the first inning. Vaith and Wyman take their leads. Not really being held.
That's his spot right there. He didn't get the call on that pitch, but he's been living there a lot this game, and they're not swinging at it either.
Are you okay, B?
1-1 the count, 2 outs. Mason City's got 1 across here. We got runners on first and second. Hook just stayed a little high there. Zone's getting a little bit interesting. Big lead at second. Bailey comes. It's a little bit outside there. 3-1 the count. 2 outs here.
You got him, KB. You got him.
Melman looking for something to just make contact with. Ball 4 loads the bases for Ben Peterson. Big fella. Ben had a hard line drive right at Nicolino in left field.
Batting number 30, Ben Peterson.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Top of the second inning here. See if Bailey can work out of it.
Yeah, Peterson's hit the ball a couple times very hard, all to the left side.
There's a strike, one we didn't see called in the last at bat. Just keep in mind this is Roosevelt broadcast. Not exactly partial or unbiased. There's a big swing and a miss.
You know, that was that curveball he had at the last at bat that was just a little high. He got a little more spin on that and dropped it in the zone. Nice pitch.
Peterson's about 6'8". Ball outside.
You know, I'd like to see that pitch called a strike, but I'm not the one making the call.
Here comes Bailey. Big swing and a miss. That will retire the side. Coming up next for the Riders will be Niall Foss. So after 1.5, Mason City gets one across. 1-0 Mason City. Mason City with 2 hits on 1 run. And Roosevelt still looking for their first.
Yeah, and Bailey gave up that walk, and he eventually scored. But he fought back with the bases loaded and got the big out. So let's see if we can get the bats going here and come out and put a couple numbers up on the board.
In 2 innings, Mason City has left 4 runners on base. So that's living a little bit dangerously. Hopefully we can settle that down a little bit. The more often you do that, the more likely you're to eventually score.
Thomas gave up a walk the first inning. Let's see if he can settle down here and throw some strikes, and let's see if the Rough Riders can put it in play.
Thomas pretty efficient in that 17-pitch first inning, threw 10 strikes and 7 balls.
You up in the bottom of the second, Foss, Singleton, and Brown.
Cooper Wyman ready to make the throw down to second. Bit of a bullseye there. Here's Niall Foss, number 3. Senior first baseman.
Now batting, playing first base, number 3, Niall Foss.
Thomas delivers. There's a strike. Bottom half.
It's not you now. Starts off now.
Ball high. 1-1 the count. Nobody out here. Bottom of the second inning. Mason City leads Roosevelt 1-0. It's a little bit of a breeze out to right field. Swing and miss there. Puts Thomas ahead 1-2. Nobody out. Right fielder shielding his eyes. Fouled off. Count stays 1-2.
Wait battle now. Base hit now.
Second baseman wearing his sunglasses on his hat. Looking directly at the sun.
Good eye, outside.
Ball's outside.
Yeah, it's kind of a tale of the 2 games here. We had a soggy, rainy, and now we're bright and sunny.
Another foul ball. Good battle here. Foss. Sixth pitch at bat here. Foss doing work. And he got hit. So Foss takes first base. Jaden Singleton comes up. Jaden's due for a big hit here.
Now batting for Roosevelt, number 26, Jaden Singleton.
Well, with the leadoff runner here on at the bottom of the second inning, let's see if we can move him over and tie this game up. Jaden's got to be thinking move him over to second base at least.
Yep, right through the gap there at second base. That's going to move everybody over 90 feet.
That is a textbook piece of hitting there by Singleton. Did exactly what you need to do in that situation.
Aiden Brown coming up. Again, that looks like that wind has died down, but he's got a couple of long hits to right field. Singleton and Foss get their leads. Nobody out here, bottom 2. There's a strike on the inside corner.
Not seeing a lot of curveballs this game. A lot of fastballs.
0-1 the count. Thomas looks Foss back over. Nobody there to make the play. Ball's in the dirt for a ball. Able to pull the bat back just in time. 1-0 Mason City here in the bottom of the second. 1-1 the count. Nobody out. Runners on second and third. Singleton on first. Foss on second. Hit high in the air. Right side. Makes the catch. Runners hold.
You know, routine fly ball to right field is not so routine right now with the sun and the position it's at. He had to battle it the whole way. Good play by the right fielder.
Jamison Patton comes up. Freshman third baseman for Roosevelt.
Big
Jaden
spot
Single.
here.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Big spot here for JP. See if he can do the same thing and at least get the runners over a base.
Thomas working on his dance moves out there. Keeping Foss honest. Ball's low and inside and it's fouled off. 1 out here. Bottom of the second inning. 0-1 the count with 1 out. Runners on first and second. There's a hook.
Just takes one, huh? Just takes one, JP.
0-2 the count. Jamison going to have to battle now. There's a ball inside in the dirt. It's go back to the backstop. Bounces right back, but the runners advance.
There they are, JP.
Well, now things change a little bit for JP with runners at second and third.
Still just 1 out.
Little ground ball on the right side here ties the game.
Watch strike 3.
And he had the pitch to do it there too, low and outside.
Yep.
Just fooled him a little bit.
Now batting for Roosevelt, number 2.
Here's number 2, Kieran Bailey. Bailey's pitching for Roosevelt. Made an outstanding play behind the plate here on a pop-up. It's a ball outside in the dirt. Cooper Wyman getting his workout here, keeping the ball in front of him so the runners don't advance. That's ball 1, brings the count 1-0. 2 outs here, bottom of the second. Runners on second, third. Singleton on second. Foss on third. Thomas comes set. Way outside again. 2-0. Foss has got those runners in his head at this point. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Might have changed speeds on him there, Brian.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an off-speed pitch. Just out in front of it. See what he comes back with here.
Three and 1 the count.
Getting his money's worth up there.
Swing and a miss for strike 2. We got a full count with 2 outs here. Runners on second and third. Bailey would love to help himself on the mound here. Ball's outside, swinging strike. That'll end the inning. We've completed 2 innings here. Roosevelt behind 1-0. Mason City on top. We'll head to the third with Alex Gold due up for Roosevelt.
Well, we had an opportunity there with the leadoff.
For Mason City is
Weeman. I've been told that the pronunciation for Cooper and Connor is actually Weeman, not Wyman. So thank you, sir.
Riders couldn't take advantage of the leadoff hit by pitch. Got the runners to third, and good battle at the plate.
We were talking about runners left on. That was 2 for the Riders that inning. Bailey back on the mound. No defensive substitutions at this point. Charles Jansen's worked. This will be his 10th inning tonight.
Position that has never been listed. Position for a player taken number 1 in the overall MLB draft. The only defensive position never listed and picked number 1 overall. Second base.
Shadow's getting a little bit longer here at Roosevelt. Sun setting behind the third base dugout. And we're ready to go here. Number 12, junior Alex Gold steps in. In the first inning, he was hit by a pitch.
Number 12, Alex Gold.
Gold pitched the first game of this doubleheader.
Bailey set. There's a little fly ball to center field right at Jaden Singleton. Makes the play.
Hard hit ball, but right at him. 1
And,
out.
you know, those are the hardest to catch when they're right at you, but he made the right move. He stepped back first, saw the ball, adjusted to it, made the catch. Good play by Singleton.
Carter Thomas steps in, struck out swinging in the first inning.
Carter Thomas.
1 out here, top of the third. Bailey sets. There's a hard slap bunt to third base. Foul ball. Oh, I thought he touched it foul. I guess it was still fair. Kind of rolling that way. Infield hit.
Fair ball.
Yeah, I think
Now batting.
Jameson
Number 6.
just give that a couple more inches, it would have been on the other side of the line, but he grabbed it. It's hard to see the line down there. The chalk line is missing about the last 15 feet to the base.
Which will sometimes happen when you're playing a doubleheader. Bailey throws over. Thomas is safe.
Go Riders.
Bailey throws over again. Going. High fly ball. Singleton's under it. Coming in a little bit. Grabs the ball. Runner retreats.
Two outs, runner at first. Now batting.
Connor
number
Weeman
9.
comes up to bat, number 9.
Connor Wyman.
Fouled back. Weeman steps in. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Bailey ahead. Carter Thomas, the runner at first. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Runner's going. Ball's outside, and Charles Jansen just couldn't quite get a grip on it, although Thomas had a big jump.
Two outs, Karen.
1-2 the count. Mason City with a 1-0 lead. Kieran Bailey sets. Foul ball out of play.
Heads up.
Count remains 1-2 with 2 outs here. Sam Nicolino patrolling left. Jaden Singleton in center. Aiden Brown over in right. Charles Jansen runs out to talk with Kieran for a moment. Should also mention that the broadcast tonight is brought to you by Hertz Donut. Any home run hit tonight will be a Hertz Donut dinger.
Big pitch here.
There's a nice curveball for a strike.
You know, Bailey's
City leaves one.
dropped that curve a couple times
Bottom of 3, 1-0.
in very fortuitous situations, and that being one of them. You know, he's gotten a little bit of trouble these last couple innings, and you know, we've held him to 1 run, so now it's time for the bats to kind of pick him up and see if we can tie it up, take the lead.
So after 2.5, we have a 1-0 lead for Mason City over Roosevelt. Mason City's got 3 hits, 1 run with no errors. Roosevelt, 1 hit, no runs, and no errors. Mason City's left 5 on, Roosevelt 2. Heading back to the mound, this is Carter Thomas. It'll be his next pitch will be his 38th. Been fairly efficient, 23 strikes, 14 balls.
You know, Mason City's got 3 hits. 2 of them were kind of bloopers over the second baseman. So they're not hitting the ball hard, but they're hitting them where we're not, and that's what's giving them the 1-0 lead. So Kieran's doing his job, and like I said, the bats need to come alive here, and you know, probably second time through the lineup here, and would like to see these guys put some runners on base and move them over. We've threatened a couple times. We just couldn't take advantage of a second and third 1-out situation. And
So I think we've got a new catcher here.
Now
Will
batting
Tyler
number
steps in.
13, Will Tyler.
Wondered if they'd maybe have to give Jansen a break.
well, Cooper Weeman's been catching for the Mohawks the last game and part of this game. And by the looks of his jersey, he's been working hard.
One and two the count on Tyler. Looks at strike three.
Pretty familiar pitch there. We saw a lot of that last game from Golden.
Now batting number 7, Sam Nicolino.
Thomas drops one in for
Nicolino steps in.
strike three.
Sorry, I kind of stepped on you there. We're professional broadcasters after all. There's a ball in the dirt, 1-0. We got one out here. Bottom of the third inning. Hard hit foul, left side. Hard hit right to the third baseman. My blind spot here in the booth.
Tell you what,
Good play.
even that throw from third base or over to first base is tough for the first baseman the way the sun is right now. You had to kind of fight that off, and it was a good throw from third
Now
base.
batting for Roosevelt, number
Will
1,
Armstrong coming
Will
up.
Armstrong.
2 outs here. 1-0 Mason City over Roosevelt. The ball inside. Strike called right down the middle. Armstrong's ready to go here. Painted that outside corner.
Or not.
Foul right back towards us.
Just takes one, Will. Start us off, kid.
Ground ball to third base. Bradley Vaith makes a great play.
Wow, that's two fine plays at third base over there, number 8.
Hard hit grounder. Was able to compose himself, get up, and make the out.
The Riders go to the top of
Yeah, he made 2
4,
good plays that inning. One was a
Let's go Riders.
kind of a tricky hop backhand that he made the play and threw out. That time he dove to his left and knocked the ball down. Didn't catch it in his glove, but knocked the ball down enough to throw from his knees and make a good throw and get the runner at first. Good play.
Just kind of hitting them where they are a little bit, but they're making good plays.
Not too dissimilar from the first game. 1-0 going to the fourth. Is that right?
Yeah, another tight ball game, and let's see if we can make those hustle plays that seem to break these type of games open. Well, Chris, if you would have told me we got 2 games in tonight, this morning, I probably wouldn't have believed you.
I'm looking over at the Mason City crowd thinking that they would probably be pretty doubtful about making that 2-hour drive
Yeah.
down here and being able to get the ball games in, but
A couple teams coming down to Des Moines today for games. Fort Dodge coming down to play East today.
so Kieran Bailey remains on the mound, and we've got a substitution at catcher.
Top of the 4th for Mason City, number 15, Alex
No, we don't.
Dietz.
It's still Jansen out there. Tyler was just a pinch hitter. That one's a bit outside.
Let's go, KB. Let's go, Riders.
1-0 the count. Nobody out here. Top of the 4th. That one's down low. 2-0 the count. Kieran Bailey on the mound.
Go, Karen.
Big swing and a miss.
You know, this is an important inning for Bailey here. If he can be efficient, it might buy him another inning.
Bailey just at 46 pitches at this point. Identical to Thomas after 3. Foul ball left side. Kieran with 28 strikes and 19 balls. Approximately. My unofficial count. 2-2 the count, nobody out. Top 4. Bailey delivers.
There's that swiping curveball he's dropped in a couple times, just missed.
Full count here on Alex Dietz, Mason City freshman.
You know, we saw this a lot from these Mohawk hitters the first game. A lot of foul balls, a lot of good at bats.
Don't watch a lot of pitches.
A lot of good plate discipline.
Strike 3 called.
And Bailey answers.
Bradley Vaith comes up. Speaking of the, what I like to call nubbers, hit over the second baseman in his last at bat. 1 for 1 with a single. Ball high. Pronunciation police out tonight. Bradley Vaith spells his name V-A-I-T-H. It's pronounced Vait. There's a foul back. Mike Bonner grabs the foul ball. Strike two. There's a ball outside. Brings it even. 2-2 the count. We got one away here in the top of the fourth. Kieran Bailey looks in. Gets a sign. There's that curveball. Jameson's up with it. Makes a good throw over to first for the out.
You know, JP did what he needed to do there. Stopped the ball, didn't panic, picked it up, made a good throw.
Nice job at third, good arm, 2 outs.
Connor Weeman steps in. Cooper Weeman steps in.
Now to plate, number 1, Cooper Weeman.
There's a high fly ball. Shallow center. Singleton's calling for it. Makes the catch.
Yeah, really good communication there by Singleton. Had three players converging on that ball, and
Mason City.
he did what a center fielder should do, took control of the situation, made the call, made the catch.
So we head to the bottom of the fourth with Alex Pendergast coming up. Take a minute to talk about our sponsors for a second. Price Chopper on Ingersoll supplied. I think there are more sponsors that we don't know about, so when we find out who those are, we'll be glad to mention them. But the Price Chopper folks have been kind enough to provide bottled water for the team for the season. So we thank them. If you get a chance, go down and support the folks at Price Chopper on Ingersoll. Additionally, Ace Hardware on University by Waveland Golf Course provided the team with a brand new walk-behind lawnmower to keep the infield nice and neat. Also tonight, I should mention that the broadcast gear that we're using to bring you the game has been donated by the Iowa Oak Leafs Hockey Club. So we thank them, and the mastermind behind the equipment we're using also owns Hertz Donut. So we're still waiting for that first home run tonight. If we do get it, it's going to be a Hertz Donut dinger.
Dingers and donuts.
Dingers
Can't get any better than that.
Yep.
Waiting on Weeman here. He was last batter last inning. And Chris, you made the cardinal sin of calling a Cooper a Connor.
Leading off for Roosevelt, number 5, Alex Pendergast.
AP steps in.
Start us off, kid.
Struck out swinging in his last at bat. That ball's outside and in the dirt for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Nobody out here. Top 4. Alex Pendergast.
Base hit, base runner.
I think Pendergast is committed to Kirkwood. Somebody will correct me on that if I'm wrong. To play baseball next year. There's a high fly ball to right field. Sun's not as much of an issue, but he has dropped it. Pendergast is going to round second and take a look. The ball's down. The fielder's down. And Pendergast reaches third base.
Number 5's on third base.
So that's another one of those hustle plays. He was running the whole way and had a full steam of speed when he rounded first base when that ball dropped and got to third base. That's what saved them the last game. Let's see if they can take advantage of it this game.
Let's go, Niall.
Niall Foss steps in. Ooh, that strike called.
To be honest with you, I'm a little surprised they don't have the corners in. We got the third baseman in. First baseman still playing back. The lefty up.
Let's go, Niall. Wait for one tonight.
That ball's outside.
So a ground ball to the right side scores a run here.
Go, Riders!
Thomas about to deliver his 52nd pitch. Foul ball, out of play.
Heads up.
1-1 the count, nobody out. Runner on third, Pendergast. 1-2 after that foul ball. That ball's low. Evens the count 2-2.
Nice little base hit now.
Cooper Weeman behind the plate. Waits Thomas's delivery. That ball's inside. Brings the count full. We have a runner on third. Alex Pendergast. Niall Foss at the plate. Full count, nobody out.
Heads up.
Hit foul, left side.
Just takes one now. Make sure it's there now.
Another 6-pitch at bat. Another foul. Still battling.
You know, the Riders have had pretty good plate discipline too today. Doing the little things to move the runners over. See if Foss can do it here.
Thomas delivers.
And he worked a walk. Good piece of hitting there by Foss.
That'll bring up Jaden Singleton. Jaden had a
Now batting for Roosevelt, number 26.
hit up the second base side
Jaden Singleton.
in his first at bat.
I think Singleton's due for one of his patented gappers here.
I'd take a gapper. I'd even like to see a donut dinger from Hertz Donut. If we're going to dream. That ball's in the dirt.
So the ball was in the dirt. You don't see this a lot. The ball was in the dirt, got by the catcher, and got hung up with the umpire. So they're sending the runner back.
That brings us to a 1-0 count with the runners still at the corners. Niall Foss at first. Pendergast at third. There's a ball high. Hook didn't come down.
And honestly, that play was a little bit of a double whammy for the Riders. It probably could have easily went back to the backstop, and we could have had a run score and a runner at second.
2-0 the count here. Another ball high. That was Thomas's 60th pitch.
See if Singleton has the green light here, 3-0.
Another ball high. Loads the bases. So bases loaded, nobody out. Aiden Brown, senior right fielder, steps in for Roosevelt. Looks like we might see pitching change for Mason City.
You know, Mason City was pretty aggressive last game with bringing the infield in early on. I'd be interested to see what they do here.
Last at bat, Aiden had a hard hit fly ball to right field.
It's a tough call for a coach. You want to save that run, but at the same point in time, you got to not give up a big inning here with bases loaded, no one out.
I think we just have somebody getting up for the first time in the bullpen for Mason City. That's not to say they couldn't bring in a field position player.
Now batting for Roosevelt,
But I think the
14, Aiden Brown.
chance of Thomas making it to the next inning are getting lower and lower. Singleton at first, Foss at second, Pendergast at third. Pitch to Aiden Brown is high.
Well, defense is corners in, double play depth up the middle. Looks like they're talking it over now. They're looking back at the dugout, trying to figure out what they want to do here. Probably the right call here. Corners in. Looks like we got a mound visit here from the...
Ethan Roberts warming up in the bullpen for Mason City. This is the second trip to the mound. I don't know if they have to make a change now. Only one pitch has elapsed since the last visit to the mound. Might be a bit of a stall here. Maybe the umpires will come in and speed things up.
Yep, time to break it up here.
I think we're buying a little bit of time for Ethan Roberts to come in.
Well, they'll concede the run here for a double play.
Nobody out here. Bottom four. Bases loaded for the Rough Riders. Aiden Brown up to bat. 1-0 the count. Jaden Singleton on first. Niall Foss on second. Pendergast on third. Here comes the delivery. There's a ball low in the dirt. 2-0. We might call this a turning point in the game. And here comes Mason City's manager again. I believe this is the manager. One of the additional coaches came out the first time. And I think we'll see number 24, Ethan Roberts, make his way into the ball game. Pitching change brought to you by Ace Hardware. On University. They will replace the screen on your screen door. They will sell you a big green egg. They have any nut or bolt you're looking for. They used to have popcorn, then COVID.
And if you're like me, when you're doing a home project, they won't make fun of you for going back 3 or 4 times the same day.
Yeah, I worn out my membership points card. Ethan Roberts is a 9th grader, freshman, coming in. High pressure situation here. So to recap, right now we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. The previous pitcher, Thomas, left Roberts with a 2-0 count on Aiden Brown. The Riders have the bases loaded. Jaden Singleton on first, Niall Foss on second, and Alex Pendergast is at third base. Nobody out. Aiden Brown will step in here.
Big spot for Brown here.
2-0 to Aiden Brown.
Ethan Roberts, freshman, number 24, has checked in at pitcher for Mason City.
You know, the key here for Roberts, too, is, or excuse me, for Brown is, you know, if he does hit a ground ball up the middle, hustle down the line, break up that double play.
There's ball 3 in the dirt. Not far enough away for Pendergast to make a dash for it.
Now's where you got to be patient. You got a freshman pitcher, just came into the game, 3-0 count, make him throw you a strike.
Especially with...
Ooh. Got to take that pitch.
Yep. Looked a little low, but Ump's got a better angle than I do.
3-1, no out.
Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Roberts showing a lot of guts out there right now, coming back 3-0 to full count.
And that is swing and a miss, strike 3.
Big pitch by Roberts there.
Really brought the heat.
He did.
Now batting for the Rough Riders, number 20.
Came back from 3-0. Takes a lot of guts.
Here's Jamison in the big spot. Patton struck out in the first. Looks at strike 1.
Looks like he's found his groove here.
Base is loaded right now for the Riders. 1 out. Bottom of the 4th. Real big opportunity for Roosevelt. And there's a base hit over the second baseman. That's going to score at least 1. Singleton rounds third and stays. Good throw in from the center fielder.
Jamison Patton sends a rope out to right center.
You know, Foss had to kind of wait for that just a little bit at second base to make sure it cleared the second baseman. Just held him up enough to keep him at third base.
That's going to bring up.
That brings up number 2, Kieran Bailey.
By the way, big hit there by JP. Coming through with 1 out, bases loaded. First curveball we've seen today from Roberts.
Line drive, Kieran. 1 line drive.
1-1 the count. 1 out. Foul ball. Puts Roberts ahead. One and 2 the count, 1 away. Bases still loaded. Aiden Brown on Jamison Patton at first. His ball low and outside. Foss at third. Two and 2 the count. Fouled it away. Catching up to him.
Way to battle, way to battle. Win the battle now, win the battle.
2 and 2 the count, 1 out. Bases loaded for the Riders. Kieran Bailey, Roosevelt's pitcher, at the plate.
You know, Kieran right now, his mentality should be ground ball right side.
Big gap there between first and second. It's a little nubber. That'll be the second out.
You know, Roberts got a couple big outs here with bases loaded. Now we got 2 outs, and see if he can work himself out of this jam that pick his teammates up a little bit here. Roberts not wasting any time to get back to the mound.
0-1 the count. Will Tyler with an 0-2 count. This inning has changed dramatically. Since bases loaded with nobody out. Down to their last strike here. Foul straight back. Oh, and 2 remains the count. 2 outs here. Bottom of the 4th. Tyler looking to make something happen. There's a high fly ball to right field. It looks like the right fielder is going to be there, and he makes the catch.
Riders lead 3, score
You
1.
know,
We have a tie ball game, 1-1.
if I'm Mason City, I'm walking back to the dugout pretty happy right now. You had a bases loaded, nobody out. Roberts comes in, pretty much shuts them down, gives up a little blooper. A big spot there for the freshman to come through for the Mohawks. Looks like we got Bailey's back on the mound for the Riders. Same defensive set as well. I have a feeling we'll be seeing Roberts for many years here playing baseball. Good looking freshman pitcher.
Came right after the Riders too with some.
Oh yeah. That's pure guts right there.
Inherited a 2-0 count. Came in and retired the first batter on 3 pitches. And that set the tone. So Melman steps in, number 14, leadoff batter. Flew out and walked. The fly out was a short little fly out to first base.
14, Avery Melman.
Bailey starts the inning with 56 pitches. Ball outside. I don't know if I can't see down the third base line if anybody's warming up.
Yeah, this is kind of danger zone for Bailey and the Riders.
High fly ball, right side. Foss over for it. Wynn played havoc with it, but he ends up making the play. It might have been just outside the view of the screen.
And that helps right there, getting that first out pretty quick. Gives you a little confidence.
Now batting for the Mohawks, number 30, Ben Peterson.
Ben Peterson steps in. Hard hit ball, hard hit fly out in the first and has struck out in his last at bat. One ball game here in the top of the 5th. Good pitching on both sides. There's a big swing and a miss. I don't think Ben takes any swings that aren't big.
Yeah, I would classify Bailey's outing today as pretty workmanlike. He's had a few base runners, but worked out of a couple jams. And
there's a big swing and a miss also on that hook we were talking about earlier. Got it across that time. So 1 and 2 the count.
like to see him throw that pitch against lefty.
Peterson battles. Foul ball. Got his cleats on that one.
Well, he hit it off his front foot. You never want to hit it off your back foot.
Turned into a pretty nice night once that sun started to set here at Roosevelt. Peterson takes a couple steps. Looks like he's about ready to get back into the box. Bailey back on the rubber. There's a strike three call in the outside corner. Terrific pitch.
Yeah, you're not going to hit that pitch. And that's the same pitch we talked about earlier. If he could locate that pitch all game, it's going to be trouble.
Alex Gold steps in. It's Gold, Jerry. Pitch on the outside corner that he drives way down the left field line. Nicolino dives for it, slides right in front of it, ball's back in. Stand-up double for Alex Gold.
You know, good piece of hitting there. He just took it down the line and went with the pitch and went opposite direction. He's a left-handed hitter.
Nicolino with a good defensive play to get over there before it ran all the way to the fence.
You know, this is kind of the story of the game for Bailey. You get 2 outs and, you know, we give up a hit here or a double. And now we got to work out of this jam here.
Starting pitcher Carter Thomas steps in. Struck out and has a single. Past third base. Ball just missed low. 1-0 the count. Scores 1-1 here. Top of the 5th. 2 outs here. Mohawks threatening with a runner on second. Bailey from the stretch. Another low ball. Jansen keeps it in front of him. 2-0 the count.
You know, no need to panic here with Bailey. He's got first base open.
Tie ball game here.
You know, middle of the order. Don't give him anything to drive here. Just missed that pitch. Just missed it.
2-1 the count. Foul ball. 2 away with runner Alex Gold on second. Hard hit right up the middle. Pendergast is there. Not able to control it. That'll advance Gold to third. That's an infield single.
You know, tough play there. It's always that third hop that gets you. He kind of ate him up a little bit and hit him in the chest. And he did the right thing. Held the ball and tried not to force the play. Now we got first and third here with 2 outs.
Connor Dalen popped over second base. Right to Singleton in his last at bat. Runner's going. And that's a hard hit foul ball. That would have been dangerous.
Loud strike.
0-1 the count. Little conference between Jansen and Bailey out there.
Let's go, KB.
Nobody on second.
Let's go, Riders.
Runners Carter Thomas on first and Alex Gold holding at second. Representing the go-ahead run. Bailey delivers. Balk called. Home plate umpire making the call.
Tough way to give up a run, but we got to regroup here and let's get this guy and get out of here and try to
2
get
outs.
that one back.
That moves Thomas to second base and Dalen the 0-1 count. Dalen leans into it, gets hit by pitch. Runners at first and second now with 2 outs. Top of the 5th. We're going to see a pitch and change here.
Got a pitching change, it looks like. Nice job
Bailey
out
with
there.
a great outing today. Well, hold on.
Nice job out there.
There we go. Coach Miller at the mound, his infielders.
You know, Kieran
Bailey going out to left field.
Kieran had a really good outing. He was playing with fire a little bit, but seemed to work his way out of it.
Might bring Nicolino in from left to play, to pitch.
Now it's up to Nicolino to
Oh, it's going to be Will Armstrong. And Nicolino will move to probably go to second.
Yeah, Armstrong
We'll
came
see what
in
happens when it's over.
the first game of this doubleheader and closed them down.
That brings number 1.
He's in a similar situation here.
For the Rough Riders.
2 outs.
It looks like Kieran Bailey's going to left.
Nicolino at short, it would appear. Pendergast and Brown, Foss remain at their spots at second and first. Connor Weeman due up. Not Cooper and not Wyman.
That moves Alex Pendergast to short and Sam Nicolino to second base. Batting number 9, Connor Weeman.
Swing and a miss, strike 1.
0-1 the count, 2 away here. Mason City with a 2-1 lead. Thomas with a big lead, but nobody holding him. Armstrong looks him back. Weeman steps back in. Armstrong delivers a little bit outside. Another ball outside, that one a bit high also. Runners on first and second. Dalen on first, Thomas on second. 2-1 the count. 2 away here. Top of the 5th. Hit by pitch. Bases loaded now with 2 outs. Brings up Alex Dietz. Freshman struck out twice in this game.
Number 15, Alex Dietz.
You know, there are times in the ball game where you got to make a play, and now is that time for the Riders.
Hard fly ball, right side. Brown's there for it.
Ask and you shall receive.
There you go.
Brown, nice job out there to finish the inning.
Nostradam.
Mason City.
Was it
scores the
Nostradamus?
That brings the score to 2-1. We go to the bottom of the 5.
Well, Mohawks threatening there with bases loaded and 2 outs. Riders able to get out of it with only 1 run.
You know, Chris, the balk obviously really hurt us there, but,
Let's do the famous
you know,
7th
showing some
inning
guts
stretch
coming
of the
back
4th
after a play like that and shutting them down and limiting it to 1 run, still in the ball game, and now it's time for the rest of the team to step up to the plate and let's get some runs here.
Ethan Roberts still on the mound for Mason City. Freshman got out of the last inning with a phenomenal outing. Throws really hard. Every ounce goes into that pitch. A lot of younger riders here watching the varsity squad. Down the left field line towards the batting cages. We're going to see Sam Nicolino step in.
Leading off for Roosevelt, number 7, Sam Nicolino.
Sam's hit it hard to the left side, right at the third baseman. There's a ball outside. Good motion on that one. Hard hit ball, left side. Shortstop's up with it. Safe at first. Nicolino cuts it out.
You know, that's one of those plays where everyone makes the right play, but Nicolino hustling down the line, guts it out for a base hit, infield single.
Stats book won't show it, but that was a terrific play by the shortstop as well. Just grass is still a little bit dead.
And the first
all the
baseman
rain.
scooped it.
Yeah, great scoop from Peterson. So Armstrong up to bat, throws over for Nicolino. Armstrong again is a little bit snake bit in the second game, grounded out twice to the left side. That ball's down. Runner goes to second.
All right, let's see if we can take advantage of the situation here. We got a infield hit, pass ball, runner at second base with no one out. You know, we've missed some opportunities this game, and now's the time to turn on it.
2-1 here. Bottom 5. Robert set to deliver. That ball's way inside. Almost hit him. 2-0 the count.
You know, and honestly, both teams have been in that situation this game. A lot of opportunities.
Got Mason City leaving 8 on. Roosevelt at least 4. My scoring got a little messed up in that last inning. Foul ball. Thankfully, I'm not the official scorekeeper.
Wouldn't be surprised if we were 6 or 7 runs left on base.
Yeah. Oh, he's leaning the wrong way. I tagged him out at second. It's twice we've seen that today. Koger in the first game.
Well, bookmark that play in the scorebook. The
Armstrong
runner-
still with a 2-1 count.
Runner in scoring position, no one out, and picked off at second base.
That's something you expect.
Gives the pitcher some confidence as well.
Start us over, deep base runner.
Some big hitters still coming up for Roosevelt. Armstrong can get on. Hard hit foul off the handle. 2-2 the count. We've got one away here, bottom 5. Will Armstrong up to bat. Armstrong in pitching for Roosevelt, relieving Bailey. There's a fly ball left side, center field, right field, both racing for it. Like Carter Thomas makes the play out in center field.
Excellent catch by the center fielder there. He had a lot of ground to cover, heading towards the fence.
Again, that's going to just show up as a center field fly out, but that is a big play on a well-hit ball. Covered a lot of ground. Pendergast up. Hit hard to the right side last time. Right fielder lost sight of it. There's a ball in the dirt. 1-0 the count.
You know, you got to wonder there if he could have made it to third with that being that deep and the angle he was running, and we'd have a guy at third base, one out here with one of your better hitters up.
There's a ground ball left side. Shortstop's up with it with a great play, but he's just a little bit late.
Another fantastic play by the shortstop just to get to that ball one, and he had a lot on that throw going the other way too, and first baseman made another good play. kept his foot on the bag and throw was just a little late.
He had to have traveled a good 30 feet
I mean,
to get that ball and then to hop up and make
Yeah.
the throw over.
he threw that ball from shallow left.
Pendergast on first, doesn't get fooled. Foss up to bat. Nile, number 3, senior. Playing first base tonight. Another throw over. Keeping AP honest. 2-1 Mason City here, bottom of the 5th. 2 away. Roosevelt has a runner on first, and Nile Foss up to bat. Oh, he got caught too. Uncharacteristic base running from the Riders here this inning.
You know, what he's doing is what all good pitchers should do, is he's holding the ball. He's not mechanical about how he gets over there, and he's throwing their timing off. It makes a huge difference for the base runner.
Pretty impressive.
I mean, that time he didn't even look at the runner and threw over.
Do you know which Red Sox player was the first to reach 40 home runs in the 2018 season?
Brock Holt,
No.
Nomar?
2018.
I know.
Martinez,
JD.
first to reach 40 in 2018 on the Red Sox.
As a recovering Red Sox fan, I'm ashamed I did not know that answer. So just a little side story here, speaking of the Red Sox, our engineer here, Andy Wade, and I witnessed the longest game in Target Field history, Red Sox versus Twins, 17 innings, and we stayed the entire game. And the Red Sox lost.
Sure Andy was in heaven. So Armstrong back on the mound. Jansen remains a catcher. Foss is at first base. We got Nicolino at second. Pendergast at shortstop. Jamison Patton, third base. In the outfield, Kieran Bailey, who is our starting pitcher for this game, is in left field. Jaden Singleton in center. And Aiden Brown out in right field. Here comes Bradley Vate, Mason City's third baseman. Hasn't had to do a lot of work. The shortstop's been everywhere. There is a hard hit ball to the right field gap. That's going to roll a ways. Vate rounds first and is heading towards second. Throws in. And a stand-up double for Vate.
Bradley takes the first pitch out to the gap. Stand-up double.
No, another good piece of hitting there. Just took the pitch the other way and drove it to the gap and ends up with a stand-up double. And, you know, if you're the Riders here, you got to be thinking you're only down 2-1 after somewhat of a bad showing at the plate last inning. Got to lock it down here and get the bats going.
Cooper Weeman up to bat. Ball low.
Okay, Riders, let's get in here.
Be watching the bunt here.
Vate gets his lead at second. There's ball low and outside. Two and 0. There's a ground ball right up the middle. Pendergast has it over to first for the out. Runner advances.
Advances the runner. Nice play at short for 1 out.
Well, decision time here for the Rough Riders as well. We got a
Leadoff
runner on
hitter.
third base. Looks like we're bringing the infield in,
Now batting for Mason
which at this point in the game I think is the right call.
14, Avery Melman.
Avery Melman, their leadoff hitter, steps in, number 14, shortstop. He's made a number of great plays over there at short.
And with Roberts pitching the way he is, you got to minimize the damage here in this inning.
Ball outside. Mason City's got a runner on third, Bradley Vate. We have one out here in the top of the sixth with leadoff hitter Avery Melman up to bat. There's another fall out of play. Melman has hit.
Nice job, Will.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure I'd coming back with that curveball again. He was on that pitch.
Melman's hit the ball softly to the right side twice against Bailey.
There you go.
Swing and strike. And that makes it 2 outs.
Now at the plate, number 30.
Ben Peterson steps in. A couple strikeouts and a hard hit fly ball to left in the first inning.
Big spot here for Armstrong.
Swing and a miss, strike one. 0-1 the count. 2 away here, top 6. Ben Peterson steps in against Will Armstrong. The ball a little bit outside. Looking for him to chase that. 2-1 Mason City. 1-1 the count, 2 away. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count, Armstrong ahead.
He was behind that fastball. Let's see what he gives him right here.
1-2 the count, 2 away. Runner on third. Little nubber over to third. Patton up with it and over for the out.
Coming over from third base, making a nice throw over there, JP, to end the inning.
Patton with a great play, ranging to his left. That is a tough play to make as a third baseman.
We go to bottom of the
Kind of a halfway hop and grabbed the ball, made a great throw to first base, and saved a run for the Riders there. Good job, JP.
Take a minute to mention again, we have some great sponsors. Price Chopper on Ingersoll, supplying water for the Riders for the entire year.
Shout out to the Des Moines Oak Leafs as well for
Absolutely.
providing the technical experience and the equipment to allow us to bring the game to you today.
If you feel like maybe you're out at sea, there's been a rocking chair rocking the entire night that has a squeaky wheel. If you get a chance, maybe run over to Ace Hardware, pick up some WD-40, throw that in there. That's what you call a professional segue, I think.
Ish.
Yeah, ish. It's going to bring up Niall Foss, senior first baseman for the Riders.
Well,
Got hit by a pitch and walked.
running out of outs here. We got 6 outs to try to push one across here and tie the game. Riders are due for an inning here.
There's the ball high. Foss starts out ahead. Want to know the count? Nobody out. Bottom of the 6th inning. 2-1. Mason City leads.
I'm going to tell you, Roberts has been up to the task ever since he came into the game.
He's going to be one to watch for a few years now. 1-1 the count. There's a strike called outside. Hard to get to that one. 1-2 the count.
Okay now.
Another ball outside.
Line drive.
Robert set to deliver. Shakes him off. There's a hard hit. Line drive. Right field. It's over. Foss is going. He's probably going to make the third. Here comes the throw. He slides safely into third. Dead ball. The ball gets past the third baseman, and Foss ties it up.
You know, that's where you want to see your third baseman. Didn't really have a play there. Just knocked the ball down and lived to fight another battle. But ball gets by him, gets under the fence, and we're awarded home and tying run scores. And now we got some hitters up here too.
Jaden Singleton due up here. Bit of a delay in the game. The Mason City manager wants to have a conversation about the ball getting by and the run being scored.
You know, you had the go-ahead run for them scored on a balk, and you had the tying run for us scored on a throw outside the diamond.
2-2. Roosevelt and Mason City tied. Nobody out. Singleton up. Singleton with the ball high. Goes ahead 1-0. 1-0 the count. Nobody out here. Bottom six. Roosevelt and Mason City with a 2-2 tie. Big swing, foul back.
Stay on him, Jaden. Stay on him.
Clouds starting to gather a little bit in the south. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Robert set to deliver. That ball's low, in the dirt. 2-1.
Go Riders!
Nobody out. Jaden with a single and a walk today. Another hard hit foul ball.
Straighten it out. Let's go, Singleton.
Another time of night where the fly ball out to right might be a little bit difficult to see. Bit of a twilight look. Strike 3 called.
You know, it seems like the more pressure's on Roberts, the better he pitches.
That's pretty amazing.
Now at the plate, number 14, Aiden Brown.
Aiden Brown steps in. Aiden with a fly out and a walk today. There's a low strike called. Aiden hit it hard to right, but right at the right fielder, Alex Gold. That ball's outside. Cooper Weeman, 13th inning of service here at catcher. This doubleheader. There's a hard hit down the left field line. That's going to be a base hit. Left fielder's up with it, and we've got a stand-up double.
Brown sends a line drive down first and third base line. Stand-up double, nice hit, AB.
Brings up Jamison Patton, had a big single with bases loaded to score a run.
Roosevelt
made
Mason.
again.
Sorry, Brian. Roosevelt Mason City tied at 2.
Now batting for Roosevelt, number 20, Jamison Patton.
Delay in action here. Appears Mason City's going to be making a defensive substitution. Center fielder coming in. Number 11 heading out. That's Jorge Rivera. Started the game in center. I think Roosevelt's going to be too unhappy to see Roberts leave the game.
Yeah, what a unbelievable outing for the freshman early in the season. Comes in, bases loaded, no one out, 2-0 count, holds us to a run. He's got to be happy with his performance.
Is this Thomas back in at pitcher? Yep, number 4. Carter Thomas back in at pitcher for Mason City. Jorge Rivera goes to center. Carter Thomas already with 63 pitches. His first appearance in this game. Roosevelt with Aiden Brown at second base with 1 away. Jamison Patton steps in.
Thomas now pitching. And at the plate, number 20.
Oh.
Jamison
Carter
Patton.
Thomas evidently pitched last game. We must have entered it wrong in our system, so we'll have to go back to the tape once we post this video to YouTube.
Big spot here for JP. Let's see if he can come through again.
Strike 1 called. 0-1. Just 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Aiden Brown gets his lead at second. Hard hit, foul, left side.
Just foul. That would have definitely scored the runner from second. No doubt.
Got the hook over there.
We've seen that pitch before.
Now batting for Roosevelt, number 2.
Two-way.
Aaron Bailey.
Kieran Bailey, who started the game at pitcher for Roosevelt, comes up to bat. Kieran's grounded out and struck out tonight. Swings at a high pitch there.
You're good, kid. You're good. Just takes 1-2.
2-2. Roosevelt and Mason City tied up here. Bottom of the 6th. Sun's coming back out, making fielding out in right field especially kind of difficult. Ball's outside. Ball's called.
Never assume.
Yeah. That one was a little bit outside, a little generous from the umpire there.
He's been given that outside pitch every once in a while.
Ball's fouled up right behind us. 1-2 the count.
Especially the lefties. He's given that outside pitch
so.
to lefties a lot today.
0-2 the count. I got a phantom ball here from when I thought it was a strike earlier.
You're okay, KB. You're okay.
I think this is even tough for the pitcher, the way the sun angle is right now.
Oh, 0-2 the count. 2 outs.
Well, they get the outside and the inside, so
Here we go.
Bailey walking away wondering if he could have gotten some of those pitches called strikes.
Score tied
2-2. We got a real ball game here. Top of the 7, Mason City coming up with Alex Gold. Roosevelt's going to have Will Armstrong come to the mound.
you know, it's like Andy said the first game. These are the games you want to be in right now. Gives you some confidence to win the close ones when you need to down late in the season.
This is a talented young Mason City team that's posted some big wins already this season. Two to two. Tie ball game.
Do you know how many World Series appearances out of impossible 20 the New York teams made from 1949 to 1958? I didn't either. But out of 20 chances, they got 16 out of 20. 2 for the Giants, 5 for the Dodgers, and 9 for the Yankees.
Jamison Patton hands the ball to Will Armstrong, and we're ready to get underway here in the top of the 7th. 2-2.
For Mason City, number 12, Alex Gold.
Right fielder Alex Gold steps in. Had a hard hit down the left field line last at bat. Flew out to center earlier in the game. There's ball high. 1-0 the count.
Go Riders!
Hard hit ball, right side. Nicolino up with it. High throw. Catcher's got it. He's thrown to second.
Yes, sir. We got
And he's in a rundown.
just tag him.
There's He's out.
Good hustle play by the catcher, backing up first base.
Nice job, Chaz.
Saved us
Way to go, catch.
an error there, and
Chaz Jansen, catcher.
great play.
Back up there by Chaz.
You know, we talked in the first game about hustle plays that make a difference in close ball games. Mark that one down.
There you go. Thomas up, current pitcher for Mason City. Little nibbler. And Singleton can't quite get there. Thomas has wheels. Ball's in, holds up at second.
You know, we've seen that a couple times today where Singleton's doing what he needs to do. He's going for the ball, and, you know, Bailey's being in the right spot, backing him up, and keeps the guy at second base with 1 out. Good play.
1 away, top 7. Runner at second base, Carter Thomas. Connor Dalen steps in. Armstrong from the stretch. There's that left side. It's going to get right. Nope. Yep. Great throw coming in from Bailey. Keeps the runner at third.
You know, the guy at second, we were holding the guy on second, just vacated that area at shortstop, and he found that hole. And Bailey with a very good throw in to keep the runner at third. He did exactly what you need to do. You get that ball, you throw it low and
Connor Weeman comes up.
get it to the plate. Now let's see if we can get out of this jam now.
Runners at the corners. Dalen at first. Safe at second. One away here. Top of the 7th. Runners at second and third. Connor Weeman up to bat.
Yeah, this could be interesting here. We got first base open, 1 out. Do you walk this guy to get a force out? Looks like we're going to bring the infield in, try to get the runner at home.
1 away here. Ball's high there. 1-0. Left side of the infield ready here. Hard hit fly ball out towards Bailey. It's over his head. That's going to score 2. Weeman with a stand-up double. 2 RBIs.
Weeman comes up big, scores 2.
So, with 1 away,
Now batting number
top of the
15,
7th,
Alex
Mason City takes a 4-2 lead. Alex Dietz comes up. He hit to right field to Aiden Brown. Earlier, struck out twice as well. Riders will still have a chance here. Swings at a high ball there. 0-1. 1 away here. Connor Weeman stands at second base, takes his lead. Armstrong comes set. There's a ground ball towards short. Over to first with it is Pendergast. 2 away. Runner advances. So Weeman has advanced to third on the ground out. Bradley Vate had a hard fly ball to center field the last time he was up. So he's got a single, a ground out, and a double at this point. Having a good day. There's a strike on the outside corner.
We'll take that pitch too. We'll take that one.
There's the curveball hit high in the air towards the scoreboard. Bailey's there, makes the play.
Nice catch out there, Bailey. Mason City scores 2.
Well, some timely hitting by the Mohawks there.
3 to win. Let's go Riders.
Yep, kind of
to a 4-2 lead here. A couple runs in the top of the 7th inning. Let's see if the Riders can respond.
Riders are going to have Sam Nicolino coming up. Will Armstrong and Alex Pendergast, the top of the lineup.
Well, that's all you can ask for in a situation like this. You got to score a couple runs, top of the lineup's up.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, actually we have the catcher spot coming up. That'll be Will Tyler coming up to bat.
You know, your approach as a hitter here is you've got a pitcher you've seen the first game. You know, you need base runners at this point in the ball game, and maybe be a little patient at the plate and see what you can get.
Cooper Weeman here, catcher. Had the 2-run RBI double top half of the inning. The Mohawks take the 4-2 lead.
I think Connor had the...
Oh, was it Connor? Again, not professionals. Far from it. Tyler hitting for Jansen this game. Jansen spot.
Leading off for the Rough Riders, number 13, Will Tyler.
Swing and a miss. 0-1 the count, nobody away, nobody out. Ball in the dirt there. Thought maybe it hit his feet. Hard hit, line drive, up the middle, single for Tyler.
You know, that's all you can ask a guy stepping in
Hits it hard into the gap. Leadoff
at this
single.
point of the game.
Nice job,
Get on
Tyler.
base and give your leadoff hitter a chance to move you over.
That brings to the plate number
Sam
7,
Nicolino due up.
Sam Nicolino.
You know, we got to be careful on the base pass here and understand the situation and what's going on and be a little conservative there and make sure he's going home before you lean, which is exactly what he's doing at first base.
Outside corner strike called. 0-1 the count. Nobody away. Will Tyler leads off first base. Ball high there. High fly ball, high pop fly, out of play. 1-2 the count, nobody out. Will Tyler at first for the Rough Riders. Sam Nicolino up to bat. Sam's going to walk, a ground out, and a single tonight. Second game. Big curveball. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tyler holds up at first.
Now batting for Roosevelt, number 1, Will Armstrong.
Armstrong with a well-hit ball to left field out towards the scoreboard the last time he was up, but center fielder Thomas, who's now pitching, ranged over to get it. 0-1 the count, strike one called. Ball's inside there. Evens the count at 1-1. One away here, bottom of the seventh. Roosevelt's last chance. Mason City up 4-2. Just a bit high there. 2-1 the count, one away. Armstrong looking for something to hit here. Another ball high. 3-1 the count. Will Tyler will get his lead at first. Sun found its way behind the clouds. Hard hit, fly ball.
Going to drop.
Right field, that's going to drop. Right fielder had a little trouble coming up with it, but that is a stand-up single.
Will Armstrong drops one in right center for a base hit. 1 out, 2 on.
You know, excellent base running there by Tyler.
Alex Pendergast.
He knows the situation. He saw the ball down and got to second base and didn't try stretching it out. We got 1 out here. We need base runners. And
Koger coming in to run for Will Tyler. Koger got picked off earlier.
once again, we got to make sure he's going home before we take our secondary lead here.
Alex Pendergast coming up. Koger already with a, Will Armstrong already with the big lead at first. Koger not being held at second. That curveball called strike.
Get one you like here, Fly.
Been that way all day long. It's a great pitch.
High fly ball. Kind of a pop fly. It's going to be dangerous. Catch is made. Koger tags and gets to third. Armstrong thinks about it but stays at first.
Pendergast advances the runner. Nice catch out there in right field by number 12.
So that's going to bring up Niall Foss. Niall had a hard hit ball to right field in his previous at bat for a triple. It's also hit by pitch and had a walk in this ball game. Mason City's manager out to talk with his pitcher, Carter Thomas, in his infield.
Well, you got first and third here with 2 outs. Obviously, the tying run at first base. Might want to kind of see a couple pitches here before you think about anything at first base, but it'd be nice to see a pass ball or something just to get that runner over to second base, or something in the dirt.
A lot of speed at third.
And I'm sure Mason City's talking about that as well.
Cooper Weeman has done a great job at catcher today for Mason City.
Looking at his uniform, he deserves someone to take him to Snookies tonight after 14 innings.
Runners in the corner.
Well, I think the Mason City equivalent might be Taco Tico.
Maybe.
Number 3, Niall Foss.
Okay, 2 outs here, bottom of the 7th. Foss steps in. Curveball. Hit foul.
You know, I like the swing on that pitch. He saw that pitch. He wasn't fooled. That was an aggressive swing on that curveball.
0-1 the count, 2 outs here, bottom of the 7th. Final inning of the game.
There's the ball in the dirt.
Ball in the
we've been
dirt.
waiting for.
And Weeman able to keep it in front of him. 1-1 the count. 2 away here. Aiden Koger, the runner at third base with a lot of speed. We've got Will Armstrong at first. Up to bat, Niall Foss with a 1-1 count.
Hit him where they ain't, Niall.
You know, that's the beauty of the game of baseball right there. That little play is a big play by Cooper Weeman.
Foul. So 1-2, the count on Foss. Down to his last strike. Down to Roosevelt's last strike.
Everybody singing now. Let's go.
Armstrong takes his lead at first. Koger down the line at third.
No one holding the guy at first. We'll see if he goes.
Here comes the pitch. Runner goes. Foul ball.
We'll do it again.
Armstrong heads back to first after the foul ball.
Way to battle now.
It's a big moment here for Foss. 1-2 the count, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. Here comes the pitch. Way outside. Evens the count at 2-2. 2-2, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Runners at first and third. Ball inside. Mason City faithful wanting that pitch, but it was well inside. Foss stayed in the box, it probably would have hit him. Okay, here we go again. Full count. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Runners on first and third.
Yes, sir. We got ours back.
Balk called against Mason City. Runners, Koger will score.
I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure what he did there. But umpire was on it right away.
Will Armstrong advances to second. Jaden Koger scores. That makes the score 4-3. We still have a full count. There are still 2 outs.
Oh, yeah.
4-3 Mason City on top. 3-2 count. Here comes Carter Thomas. Ball 4 called, and the runner is going to third. He's got a stand-up stolen base.
Well, we've got 2 of our 3 runs on box today. And we're right back where we were before. First and third, 2 outs.
Jaden Singleton up to bat. Jaden's got a single, a walk, and a strikeout today. Will Armstrong, number 1 at third base. Niall Foss, number 3 at first base. Mason City calling the play with the first and third.
You know, to clarify that last balk, when you have first and third, you can't fake the throw.
Here comes the pitch. Foul ball out. Just hit the fence right behind us. 0-1 the count.
Back in our day, you could do the old third to first. That never worked.
And it looked goofy.
Yeah.
No way to look cool doing that. Thomas with the delivery here. Ball's on the outside.
Base hit.
There's a base hit for Singleton. Armstrong's going to score. Foss slides into third safely. Tie ball game.
Big hit by Jaden Singleton there. Excellent piece of hitting. Went the other way with it. You can't ask for a better at bat in that situation than what he put together right there.
Okay, 2 outs again. Still runners at first and third. This time it's a tie ball game.
Well, and now the mentality here is, you know, let's go win this thing right now. All the pressure's on them right now.
2 outs. Bottom of the 7th, tie ball game. Aiden Brown steps in. Aiden had a double his last at bat down the left field line. He'd like to do that again. Singleton takes his lead. Ball inside.
Go, AB.
4-4, tie ball game. 1-0 the count, 2 outs. Runners at first and third for Roosevelt. Niall Foss on third, Singleton on first. High fly ball out to the scoreboard.
He dropped it. He dropped it.
He dropped it. That is going to be a walk-off hit. Hard fly ball to center field.
Hey,
Riders win.
and I will tell you, this is like history repeating itself. We had Singleton and Brown the first game making 2 hustle plays to get to second base that broke that game open. Singleton here with a big hit to score the tying run. And then Brown with another huge hit to win the game.
What a fun way to win. Mason City played 2 great ball games and came up empty. And what a pair of ball games. So we're going to go ahead and sign off here. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm just going to mention one more time that these games have been brought to you by Hertz Donut, by Ace Hardware on University, and by Price Chopper on Ingersoll. And we're thankful to the Des Moines Oak Leafs Hockey Organization for donating their broadcast equipment for us to bring these games to you. Thank you very much, and good night.